Hey everybody, I just wanted to hop on here real quick. I realize I haven't done many videos on YouTube for a while, but I'm on multiple um, social network sites, same name, just in multiple places. Um, but I wanted to come on here real quick to get people to at least think about some things. Think about the what ifs. And I know some people call me a conspiracy theorist, and you know, call me that if you want to, but I do believe in being prepared for whatever comes up. And for those that know my story, you understand why. For those that don't know my story, I have a bunch of videos back talking about different natural disasters and civil unrests and different situations that came up and how I needed to be prepared to deal with those things. And thankfully I was prepared, except for that first time, which pushed me forward into the preparedness mindset and doing what I do, which is why I do what I do, and I've done it for so many years. Yesterday I went to the bank. Cutting it short because, I can talk too much sometimes. And just went to pull out a little cash to put gas in the car. The bank said I couldn't take anything. And I thought, this can't be right, because I know that I have money in the bank and I know how much I have in the bank. And all I need is $20. Put some gas in the car, keep going. I tried 4 or 5 times and was denied. Started to leave, then went back up to the ATM at the bank, because it was before the bank even opened, and checked my account balance. And sure enough, I did have the cash there. So why wasn't I able to take it out? And actually, this was really a credit union, not a bank. So with credit unions, you have a lot more flexibility. And instead of having to specifically take out 20, you can take out 10 at a credit union. You could take out 5 from the ATM. But I couldn't yesterday. Blew my mind. I couldn't figure it out. Why is it showing me how much I have and I'm not able to take it out? And I've heard people say that recently, that that's been an issue. I haven't seen it in my area, but I've heard people say that. Now, yesterday was Thursday. Backtrack a couple more days to Tuesday. I was talking to someone who just had recently started a business, had the money in the account, blah, 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 and they're doing all their startup stuff. Went to take money out of the account to transfer X amount over from one account to another, because the business involves a bunch of technical things, and wanting to make sure that they were able to acquire all the things that they needed to run that business successfully. That bank location, not the same situation as I had with the credit union, but it was a different, very prominent, well-known bank, said, "Oh, sorry, you can't access any of that money right now." The person said, "Well, can you give me at least $500 to transfer over so that I can finish getting my equipment, blah, blah, blah." No. They said, "I don't understand why, because that's my money." "Oh, you just can't, it's just kind of how it is right now. So give us 5 days. The bank told that individual to give them 5 business days, which could mean 7 days, depending on, 7 calendar days, depending on, what day of the week all that happened on. So here, that individual is frustrated. 2 days later, I'm frustrated because I couldn't even get $5 out of the credit union. I ended up driving to an actual bank, something separate from the credit union, and withdrawing the money. But then, of course, you get a fee for withdrawing at a place that's not connected to that card. So things are happening. You know, people are talking about collapse of dollar. Let's call a pig, let's call a duck. We see what's happening. I don't know if you've been watching. If you've been watching the news, reading the newspaper, getting little glimpses of things that are going on, not just in America, but around the world, the financial systems are collapsing all over the world at the same time, which could usher in a new financial system. Some people say it's the CBDCs and all of that. I don't know. But it looks like it's leading up to the mark, if you know what I mean. So how prepared are people, financially? If the dollar were to collapse today, what would you do? Do you have enough food and stuff stored up? Do you have enough set back? Because if the dollar totally collapsed, you might go like I took my grandkids once to a pizza place. Just one of those take and bakes. So we're going to go pick up pizza, bring it home, bake it in the oven. I got cash in hand. They said, sorry, we don't accept cash. Everything must be digital currency, credit card, debit card, Bitcoin, anything but cash. Seriously, here in my city. These are things that are happening in my city. So I got cash that I can pay for my pizza. But they don't accept that. Only digital currency. So things are changing. So places are accepting digital currency. They're kind of hesitant on the cash. Gold and silver is always like a good backup option, especially like if you have hard financial times, or you're struggling, or you're trying to barter, or you get a loan off of gold or silver, or pawn it, or whatever. You can. There's lots of options, or go to a coin, a rare coin collector, or whatever, depending on what the situation is. But some places won't even take those 1935 Mercury dimes, which are awesome. I'm kind of a collector myself, but there's some places that will not take that. They'll say, sorry, you have to go to a rare coin place to deal with that. But we'll take this coin and this coin. Boom. That's it. And a lot of these new ones that are being given out as, your new collectible walking Liberty dollar, or, your Trump gold bar or whatever, look pretty. They look really pretty. But what percentage of the silver coin is silver, truly silver? Because some of the new ones that are collectible and all shiny and pretty and everything, if they are 80% silver or less, you can't cash them out. Or you're going to be hard pressed to cash them out. You're going to have to find a place that's really willing to deal with that. So with silver anyway, it has to be 90% or better. So something to think about. With these gold bars, like I said, Trump gold bar or whatever, how much of that is gold and how much of that has silver inside or some other metal inside? Because if you look at the prices that things are being sold at, like on the web or wherever, and look at the price, look at the item, um, take some notes on the different things about the description of the item, because they'll make it sound like it's beautiful, but everything that glitters is not gold, and everything that sparkles is not diamonds. We know that. There's a lot of people walking around with very shiny CZs on their hand because they figured out how to clean those things up and make them sparkle like it's the real thing. And it's the same with these gold bars. Because if you look up the actual value of those particular bars and things that are collectibles because it has someone's face stamped on it, particularly the newer stuff, especially if it was a former president that's not dead, probably ain't gonna be pure. I'm just saying. Maybe it is, but you might want to do some research and see what you find with the research, how much the resale value is. Because if you think you're getting a good deal, getting something, and you're gonna buy 2 or 3 or a bag full or whatever, and then you find the resale value, and the resale value of the gold bar is $5 or $6, you'll be pretty disappointed, I suspect. So, something to think about. I'm about to go eat, but as you see behind me, I had to turn the lights off because it would be too bright for you to be able to see me. But I've got my garden stuff set up here. I'm growing microgreens, which they're very quick and easy. You can see the roots coming out the bottom already, and the little bits coming out the top. Just planted that a couple of days ago. Microgreens grow really, really, really fast. If you're needing food and needing something that's going to grow really fast, that would be one of the things to do. And right now, even though I have 5 of these, I'm only using this, and this, because I'm growing the microgreens there. Cilantro, all up in there. And I have Swiss chard and curly parsley, and then something else. 3 different things in this one. So, but that's all I really need right now. Once this gets up and running and going really good, and like the Swiss chard and stuff starts to grow, I can stretch that up to give it more height. Now, and it's the same with I have another arrow garden down here. I have 2. I have a larger one down here. But for the veg box options, and this white one is called Klarstein, but it looks and works exactly the same as the veg box, where you can take a seed and be able to start it off. If y'all want me to show you how to do that, leave a comment in the comment section below so that I can know, and I can do it live for you on a video, since I already have 3 of these going, and I do need to start up that 4th one soon. So, but I'm going to get something to eat, and I have a whole lot of onions, so I'm going to be doing a whole lot of slicing and dehydrating them on my food dehydrator. Because, when the dollar crashes, it's going to be much more difficult for people to get gas and pay any kind of bill. It's going to be really difficult. It's going to be really difficult for people to get food. Remember when we had those problems when the food was stuck out on the water and we couldn't get anything, and people were thinking, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? If you're living on the day by day, getting stuff just as you need it, it makes it much more difficult. So, if you haven't started preparing, I'm just going to let you know you need to prepare. But I've been saying this for years, so I certainly hope that everybody out there that's watching has been preparing. TVP, texturized vegetable protein, a lot of people are not a fan of it, but it is protein. It's soy protein, dried out. but you can cook it down and you can add it to an easy, quick cooking rice like basmati rice or jasmine rice. Very quick cooking. They have different flavors. The basmati rice has more of a nutty flavor, which I happen to really appreciate. And the jasmine rice has a little bit more of a floral flavor, but it's really good too. But you can, take your rice, put it in the pot or pan with the water, add a handful of the TVP, add some mixed vegetables, cook it down, and then add whatever seasonings or flavorings that you want to give it that taste that you really want. So if you're not able to go to the store and get, bison or shrimp or beef or chicken or whatever, that's the backup, because it's dried out already. It's already dehydrated. It's easy to store and easy to pull out when you need it. And if your power goes out, you don't have to worry about meat going bad in the fridge or the freezer. It's just something to think about. Thank you for joining me. I hope you're seriously thinking about things and having a backup plan. Having a little cash set aside that's not in your account, so that if you go to the ATM and it decides that it doesn't want to work, you're still able to have money to do what you can with it while the dollar has a little bit of value. I think it's going to be dwindling and going away pretty quickly now. So just something to think about. And thank you again for joining me. I'm going to dry out these onions tonight so that my neighbors will only briefly hate me while they're falling asleep, and when they wake up in the morning, the onions are dehydrated and they won't smell a thing, and they'll forget that I even had them drying out tonight. So take care, and I'll talk to you again soon.